So I look at my audit schedule, and I've scheduled a review of this instruction. I made Joe the lead auditor to go out and review and to come back and find his findings of what's going on. He's gone out and looked at all the shifts, and he's come back and he says, "We have a training issue here." And somebody on the first shift knew exactly what to do, understood it, got it, and trained the rest of the crew, and they're pumping them out. But the others, they need training. So he's come back, and part of his audit findings is he goes down here into findings, and he turns around and he says, "Okay, I scheduled it for today. I did it. And so I've got to raise a nonconformance." So all he has to do is do that, and basically here it automatically links it right to the audit. Source, basically it came from an internal audit. He's going to assign it to, let's say, to Don Lifke, because he knows how to get this thing fixed. He's going to assign a target date of April 1st. And so the details are training. And so basically I can assign all these categories. I can put the type of process, a fault category for the issue. I can assign the document, which I'll go in here now and I'll say, look, I know it's our instruction, so now I've assigned this. So now what happens is this audit all gets linked to the corrective action, to the document, so they're all traceable back and forth. And so now I can even turn around and pick an area of a standard that it's caused. I can have root cause categories. And severity, we usually use here, it's a CAR, a PAR, or in our case we use what's called a SAR, suggestive action. Suggested action means there's no, it's like, can we paint the walls purple instead of white? It has no effect on the production, but it's just something nice that somebody...
Yeah, that severity drop down that he just showed, you can actually go in and customize.
All of these are customized.
Customize the fields. You may not like what it's saying, so you can say, well, we want to create our own little fields.
So as you hear a vote to the Electoral College, it's merely a suggestion.
Right. So you could see here now that we went in and you created a template, right? Didn't you, Joe?
Yeah, right there, that one.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
And so basically I'm implementing, and here's where you can get creative. You can have short-term actions, root cause, long-term action, verification, closing it. You can set up the hierarchy, the workflow. Do you want the root cause to start at the same time as short-term? Do you want long-term to start as the same time as short-term? You can define all of that and make sure the users can't jump the gun. So we've set one in play here. Did it take it, Joe? Okay, there it is.
Source.
No, yeah,
Source.
I wanted to make sure it caught it. So now the source, basically it's an internal audit. We assign it to Don. Sorry if it's going off the screen, let me know. Details, training. It can be something where it was raised by somebody. If it had been an issue on the floor, it can be raised by a customer. It can be raised against a department or a supplier. And this, in our case, is a major issue, so we're going to do that. So now the short term, we're going to assign this one to Joe. And Joe's going to go around and do the corrective short term. And basically, he's going to come around real quick and show you how to build it. It's not the training part, just, So he's going to go over there quickly and say, we got to show.
So what is this coming out of? Is it coming out as a car?
As a car. And so what we're showing here is that he's going to go around quickly, and that's his instruction. So now he can turn around, and now that I've assigned that work to him, he can then turn around. Ooh, why did I do that, John?
That means I don't have to do the work now.
No, there it is. It's right there. So now, under short term, he could turn around and he could go in here and he could assign new actions to other people. So he could say, I'm going to train the trainer. I'm going to train Rob back there how to train the rest of the shift. And all this can be documented and kept as a record in this corrective action. And so, you know, if we wanted to, we could do that. I could turn around and say, okay, the target date, he's going to make it the 20th, and he's going to assign it to, I don't see somebody in here. You're not actually in here, are you? We'll assign it to Bill. And so basically he's assigned to go do the training. So there it'll show up. It shows the target date. He'll start getting nagged emails that tell him, hey, you've got an action you got to go complete. And so this becomes a way of tracing things. And I won't go into too much detail here, but again, you can assign the root cause, long-term action, verification. As you can see here, I can't do anything under verification until these others close. It's yellowed out. And then I can actually go in here and then finally somebody oversees the closure of this car.
Show them the workflow, John, how you can go in and actually edit the workflow and have, so how he's got it set up is you can't go in and work on the verification stage until all the other actions are, you know, the other stages are closed. So you can set up your custom workflows where you can even add stages if you want. And I think that one little, the thing on the right there has got a workflow, right, go up, is that it?
No, that's just
where's the workflow?
the workflow would be as if I go choose it, apply a different template. So I could go choose a template where I go build one. So we just picked kind of a standard one. So anyway, had this been a corrective action, it would be saved. What's good about this is it will not allow me to close the internal audit until that corrective action is closed here. And it does accountability, tracks them for you. So as you can see here, I can, under the audit, I can pick who the auditors are, who the auditees are. I could have turned around and said I could have picked everybody, or I could pick a certain group. So, you know, pick somebody and that's the person that got audited. Here's the instruction. The instruction that was audited will be that revision that was assigned to it. It will not be the current one. It will be the one that was assigned at the time to the audit. And you can also assign checklists. So if you have reoccurring questions that you'll ask during your audit, those can be assigned in here and they're customizable also.
Does it give you opportunities for verification?
Yes.
Or did you say that and I missed it?
Yeah, that's fine. Let me open up the... Here's the corrective action under this audit. When you go down here, you see verification is right here. So it can be assigned to somebody and you can set up target dates. And if the verification requires several stages, you can assign those actions to different people. So in this case, maybe I would assign to each of the shift supervisors the responsibility to verify that everybody got the training and understands how to build this product.
Is it the stage at the top, John, does that have verification in the drop down? Very top, show that.
Where is that, Jim?
Yeah, go up, yeah. See status?
Yeah, status goes into pending.
Pending, so we call it pending verification. That's how we handle ours, is once it goes to verification, we change it to pending, and then if we want to run metrics, we know which ones are still open and which ones are pending verification.
So as you can see from a historical point, now when I go to this audit, I would see if there's any cars, any findings. They're linked. If I go back to the corrective actions and I see a history of those, I would see that there they are, they're open, they're sitting here. I could go click and I could say where'd they come from, where they came from an internal audit. So they're all tied back and forth. So those are just 3 of the modules in QPulse and how you can use them. Then if I had, in this case, training, you can go in here and assign training. You can schedule events. I can say I've got a new event. What kind of a class is it? You know, it's so there's the training. We can categorize it. Where does it belong? And this again is customizable. You can put it in any group you want. You can set up anything you want. Then we can put the description of it, what the objectives are, who the trainer is going to be. If it's internal, in this case it was going to be Don. And then he can have attendees. And then he can have evaluation required, which means there'll be a certification attached. So I can go in here and I can go find all the attendees. So I say search, and I can go find everyone in the company. Put them in there, and they've all got to be trained. And so what will happen is there's that certification. So when Sean gets that certification, it'll get attached here with a number. If there's a cost to this particular training, we can track costs if it's external to the company. We can track it by the employee's ID number. We can keep notes on it. And then the evaluation is also the instructor can go in there and rate the individual. And that's where we would store it. So let's say this person got all the training. I'd go in here and look and make sure that everybody received the training and it's documented. So again, this is a nice module that we use to track all our certifications. So when the auditor comes in and says, "Hey, are you complying with your training schedules?" We can say, "Yes, we are." So those are the training module.